everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video is the fourth in a series of flip-throughs of handmade journals, and today I'm going to turn the pages on this Scandinavian themed journal which has deep reds, fawns, browns, golds, colours running through it, and a theme of reindeers. If you're interested in this sort of video, then I have done 3 others. So recently I've uploaded videos about a little icy blue number that I've put together, about a summery style traveller's notebook sized journal that I've put together, and also an autumnal sort of back to school colour theme. So if you're interested in those, there'll be a link in the description box down below. So today what I wanted to do, in a similar vein to the previous videos, is just turn the pages, tell you what I've been using and my thought process as I put this together, and really just share my passion for paper, and hopefully you'll enjoy the process. As with the other videos, I would love to get your comments and your ideas, and also if you do enjoy this, it would be fabulous if you could hit that subscribe button, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up. So with that said, let's turn the pages and just see how I put this together and whether it's something that you might like to make. So it is, as usual, about 18 centimetres by 10 or 11. Yes, so that's 18 centimetres by 10 centimetres, and I give my little journals like this about a 4mm spine so that there's enough depth for a figure of 8 in string to put the signature in. And on this particular journal, because of the Scandinavian theme, I felt that I wanted something a little bit rustic and tactile, so I have added some ribbons, some more string, and some dark green and pale green wool. And I've also added on this one, because it got a little chunky, an elastic, so that that can not necessarily grip it really tightly, but at least hold the pages together. So if you would want to use this on your travels and put it in your handbag, perhaps by putting that elastic round it would hold it together and keep it a bit neat. So just turning the pages quickly, I've got on the cover not a lot to cover up what I thought was quite a pretty fawn and deep red Christmas tree other side to the cardstock that I used. I've got a pocket, I've stamped a little naked tree, so just a simple filigree style Christmas tree, and I put a little sentiment on a piece of card in there and rounded the corners. I've started with a rather luxurious gold thick piece of paper, and I made that into a pocket, and on the inside I've been, as you'll see throughout this, stamping on some of the pages. So this has got a snowflake stamp, and I've chosen an olive green with some little glittery Christmas trees that I felt looked in that Scandinavian style, and I've just put a sentiment on the back, a gold peel off, and a bit of a stamp. On this page I have taken a cute little robin from a book, a Deconstruct Books. That folds out to a double page. I felt the colours went together, so that's in there, and on the other side there is some text and a little poem, and the reds I toned with a red page here, and I stamped a bauble, cut it out and stuck that on with some gold stars. So I've added the little wiggly string that the bauble dangles on, and I've also put it on foam just to lift it out, so that gives a bit of 3D. And we've just got a little bit of a stamp and some handwritten words scattered throughout the journal, just to put some of that atmosphere about Christmas into the booklet. On this page we have another of the little Christmas trees, some text, some green sequins and a few of those snowflakes, some lined paper and a cute red button. So I have a number of buttons in different colours, and I think they look really special when they're stuck or otherwise attached to our pages. The word snowflakes. So this is the back of a piece of junk paper really. I think it was from an old diary. So I've added a bit of a flip out there from scrapbook paper, and I've stayed with the orangey red theme. I've stamped some poinsettia on here, also the snowflake, and I've added a bit of glitter glue. we have, I thought it was stuck together. We have the other side being a cut down Christmas card, again in the olive green and red, and I thought that stuck with the Scandinavian themed style. A few more of the sequins, a piece of junky material, so a pocket on the side. This is fabric ribbon, and I've put a little card in there and a page with some what I thought was really nice text from a children's book. Some of these, so the Magic Tinderbox, I think is a bit of a Christmassy story, so I stole that, and you'll see some other pages in the journal a little bit later that comes from the same book, so they're just folded and put in there. Turning the page, I've got a stamp here which I think is an Anna Griffin stamp, and the poinsettia with glitter glue again. So we have the back of that page, we have a little bit of scrapbook paper with the corners rounded, and also some sort of tissuey paper that came from an old photograph album. So I've been using the divider pages, I just think they're a little bit cute. And here's that little Christmas tree that I've been using, so it's very delicate in the branches and the leaves, so it comes very clear when you stamp with that. And here is the poinsettia, it's a wooden stamp. I try to use acrylic stamps these days, I find them a bit easier to use, but I do like this one, it's a little bit different. And on some of my cards that I make, I stamp this and then colour that in. In fact, throughout this little journal, every now and again I've been using some Crimson and Blake colour pencils, and these are a beautiful set of colours, and what you do is sort of shade with them, and then I get a water brush and just sort of blend the colours, and it really brings the colours out. And I find that an easy way to colour, because I'm not particularly good at watercolours, but I like water pencils, so I've really been enjoying using that set. So I have used it in this journal and in some of my others. So just keep turning the pages. I've got a little sentiment that I printed and cut out, and I've got a reindeer here that I stamped. I've added a little bit of glitter glue, and here you can see the pencils that I've used just to give it something to land on, so it's not sort of floating in mid-air. There's the acrylic stamp that I've used, and that's had an awful lot of use over the years. So turning the page, I have got the back of a page from a dictionary, some lined paper, the reindeer again. I've made a pocket on this side and put a nice bit of deep green cardstock and a peel off that I've coloured in. I've got the back of a piece of junky paper here, which is actually all about films, which I quite like. I've got that Anna Griffin stamp and a postage mark. I've got the little Christmas tree stamp and also its older big brother here, one in green and one in brown. And as I said in one of my other videos, I've been using these little dewdrop memento ink pads, this one in tuxedo black, rich cocoa, and the green one is around here somewhere, and they always help with having a really crisp image when you stamp on your acrylic or wooden stamps. So in the middle I've carried on with the theme of red and green. It isn't necessarily that Christmas tree, and this was from an old book about flowers, but I did feel that the colours went well, so there's something about the green tones here which I thought went well with the other green tones, such as the green and red in the early page that we saw with the robin. So I've got a bit of a fold out page here with a gold star. Turning on the back, we have a little pocket and some stampy type scrapbook paper, some squared paper which I really like, and maybe you could put your Christmas wish list on there, you could put your list of people that you're going to send cards to, or you could just maybe start to schedule out all of those lovely things that you're going to do over the Christmas season and the season that comes up to it, the planning time. On this page I've got a stamp of holly and a few berries, and sometimes what I do is colour in those berries in red just to make them really pop. And I think this was from, I've got an enormous wooden stamp with holly and the berries, and this gets used in all sorts of directions on pages. There doesn't really seem to be a one way up with this one, so I really like using that on cards as backing, on tags and on pages, perhaps on the corners, just to give them a little bit of interest. I have got a, what do we call it, a bit of a cutout here from a punch, and this is the punch that I used. So very simple to get this holly and berries effect in some orange paper, and I have a number of these. Some of them are Christmassy and some of them are summery, but this is nice to have a bit of Christmas punch out on the edge of this little banner piece here. And inside I've made another little, not quite a tag, but a card with a cute little guy from a vintage style paper pack, and just stamped the word joy on there. I've got the holly coming through, again a bit more lined paper, another of the tags, the dictionary page, a bit more of that stamping, sorry, a bit more of the punching, some scrapbook paper, a fold out of that sort of tissuey style paper, and a bit more scrapbook paper to write on. We have the little tree, happy holidays, some of the snowflakes, turning the pages, plenty of space to write on lined paper. I've got that, as you can see, that stamp, and I've coloured in a little bit on the red berries and also on the leaves, and I've put a sentiment from a stamp. On this page we have the little tree, we have some painty papers that I cut out, and there's a couple of a little piece of junky paper there. I've got a tag with a cute little girl from the same vintage paper as the tag, so it's the same set. Orange paper, it's sitting in a stamped little pocket. I've got another stamp, I've got the back of that diary page, the lined paper, the red, just a few little words, the most wonderful time of the year, which I think it could be, fold out of that red paper, and then towards the back I've got a beautiful page from the children's book that I said I deconstructed, some matching green sequins, the back of that page, another of those beautiful little tags with extra glitter glue, some gold ribbon and a gold star, and 3 green sequins, the back of the plush gold paper. And then right at the back, I found this in one of the children's books, and I just thought it was a cute little string of 4 chappies, so nice to just play and fold out and have those at the back of the journal. So hope you've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed explaining what I've been doing to make this, and it will be lovely to see you again. So I have lots of ideas for projects and things to share and talk through. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and please do subscribe, because I'll be back again next week with another of my projects to share. And with that, I will see you soon. Bye.